Only 9 participants. Okay, let's wait 2 more minutes. Abin, Elsa, Karthik, Sean, Dominic, Lakshmi Nanda, Shania, switch on your videos. Okay, so all of you, are you ready for the revision test? Yeah? Gauri? Did you learn? Yeah? I can't hear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Jerlyn?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Shania, Elsa, Karthik. Are you ready? Before entering to the MCQ, just revise the portions, okay? I told you to learn from separating the components of a mixture, right? Yeah. So, how can we obtain colored component from an ink? Justin, tell me. Justin, unmute. Yeah. I can't hear. Justin, I can't hear you. Yeah. Please check your device. Okay, Adulya, tell me, how can we separate or how can we obtain colored component from an ink?
Through evaporation.
Yeah, very good. Through evaporation. What's the principle behind this evaporation?
Through evaporation, we can separate the volatile
Yeah,
component.
volatile component from
Non-volatile component.
non-volatile component. Very good. Then, how can we separate cream from milk? Anjali Priya, tell me, how can we separate cream from milk? Which method can we use?
Centrifugation.
Yeah, it's centrifugation. What's the principle behind the centrifugation?
Mixture is rotated it is having a machine use centrifugage.
Yeah.
The mixture is rotated rapidly so the heavier particles in the mixture settle down to the bottom.
The denser particles are settled down at the bottom and the lighter particles are at the top of the container, right? Then give an application of this centrifugation, Anjali.
We don't know whether you are in the class. Your videos are all off.
All of you switch
know whether
on
you
your
are in
videos.
class.
Yeah, Shania, Said, do you have any network problem? Okay. Anjali Priya, tell me, the application for the centrifugation?
It is used in dairies and homes to separate butter from milk.
Okay, very good. Then what about how can we separate the mixture of two immiscible liquids? Gauri?
By using a funnel.
Yeah, using separating funnel. What's the application of this separating funnel?
To separate mixtures of oil and water.
Very good. To separate mixture of oil and water. Then how can we separate salt and ammonium chloride? Geraldine, tell me. How can we separate a mixture of salt and ammonium chloride?
Through distillation.
Huh? Which method? I can't hear you.
Through distillation.
No. Salt and ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride shows which property? I can't hear. Gerlin, please check your device. Elsa? Yeah, tell me which method can be used to separate salt and ammonium chloride. Yeah? Sean? Sean, can you hear me? Okay, Lakshmi, tell me. Lakshmi, can you hear me? Lakshmi? Yeah, please unmute and tell me. Which method can be used to separate salt and ammonium chloride? I think there is some network problem. Okay. Sean, can you hear me now? So well.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please switch on your video and tell me which method can be used to separate salt and ammonium chloride. Unmute. Do you remember sublimation? Unmute and tell me, Sovel.
No.
Yeah, sublimation. Do you remember that term? The process through which solid directly changes to vapor. It is known as sublimation. And examples for the compounds that undergo sublimation. Ashik. Ashik, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Give some examples for the compounds which undergo sublimation. Huh? What's your answer? Srihari?
Ammonium chloride.
Yeah. Then one more example. Camphor, naphthalene, anthracene. Those are all examples for the compounds that undergo sublimation. Okay, everyone? Yeah. Then how can we separate different colors in a ink? Which method can be used? Said? Said, can you hear me? No? Abin?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Which method can be used to separate different colors from an dye or ink?
Chromatography.
Yeah, very good. Chromatography. Then how can we separate these two miscible liquids? Two miscible liquids. Okay, wait. Bastin? Bastin, can you hear me? Bastin? Yeah, Sean? Sean? Yeah. Which method can be used to separate two miscible liquids?
Distillation.
Yeah, very good. Distillation. Then what's the application of this fractional distillation? Fractional distillation. Adulya?
Fractional distillation.
Yeah,
Difference in boiling point less than 25
very
Kelvin.
good. When the two miscible liquids with difference in boiling point is less than 25 Kelvin, we use the method fractional distillation. Then give one application of this method, crystallization. Crystallization. Ashik? Ashik, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me one application of this method, crystallization. Do you have any answer? Yes or no?
Ma'am, 1 second, ma'am.
Okay. Anthony Maxi. Anthony Maxi. Can you hear me? Okay, Ashik, do you have any answer? So, the purification of salt that we get from the seawater, it's using this method, crystallization, okay? Then give one example for a physical change. Dominic, give one example for a physical change. Dominic, Karthik, Shania, Devasena, Bastin, Anthony, Maxi, Emerin, Abin, all of you switch on your videos if there is no network problem, okay? Shania, tell me. Example for a physical change.
Ma'am, changing shape.
A change in shape of what? Give one proper example for a physical change.
Melting of ice.
Yeah, Dominic, it's okay. Melting of ice.
Ice.
Okay. Then what about a chemical change? Shania, tell me.
Burning of wood.
Shania,
Yes.
yeah. Give an example for a chemical change. Yeah. Okay, Ashik, what's your answer?
Burning of
Yeah,
wood.
burning of wood, burning of paper, rusting of iron. Those all chemical reactions are examples for chemical change. Okay. Then how can we classify these pure substances? Srihari, tell me, how can we classify the pure substances? Pure substances are classified into?
Ma'am, metal.
Before that, main classification.
Element.
Yeah, elements and
Colloids.
compounds.
Compounds.
Okay. These elements are again classified into 3. Anjali Priya, tell me.
Metals,
Yeah,
non-metals,
metals,
metalloid,
metalloids,
non-metals, metals,
yeah,
and
metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Which is the only metal that exists as liquid in room temperature? So, well, tell me. Yeah, which metal exists as liquid in room temperature? It is the only metal that exists as liquid in room temperature. Which is that?
Mercury.
Yeah, very good. Mercury. Okay. Then what do you mean by these compounds, Gauri? What do you mean by this compounds?
Compound is a substance composed of 2 or more elements
Yeah.
chemically combined with one or another in a fixed composition.
Okay, fine. Then give an example for a metalloid. Sania. Sania.
boron,
Boron. Then
silicon,
silicon. One more.
germanium,
Yeah, boron, silicon, germanium, etc. So we just revised all the portions that I told you to study. So are you ready for the revision test? Everyone? I will send you the link for the MCQ in the chat box. Okay. Just there are 8 questions there. So I will give you 8 minutes. After that, all of you finish that. Okay. I will send you the link for the MCQ. Did you get that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 8 minutes for your exam. Do it fast. Everyone got the link?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Arun, did you get the link for the exam?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I will send it once again in the chat box. What about now?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Okay. Finish it fast. Yeah, Anjali Priya finished. Then Srihari finished. All of you, please check your mistakes after the exam, okay? Don't repeat it in the MCQ, main exam. Yeah, Meghna finished. Meghna, not this class, right?
Yes, ma'am. Not this class.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, Dulya finished. Then Gauri, Sean. All of you do it fast. Ashik, Sovel, Lakshmi Nanda, all of you finish? Justin completed? No. Adulya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Bastin? Gerlin finished? Okay, Sania? Those who are not finished, please inform me. I think everyone finished. Arun, are you finished?
And last Tuesday.
Okay, okay. Those who are completed, please check your mistakes, okay? Don't repeat it in the MCQ. So there will be 6 questions from chemistry for the MCQ and exam will be on 23rd, right? So I will expect full marks for chemistry from all of you. So all of you study well for the exam. Okay, I think everyone finished this revision test, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Everyone? Okay, then we can move to the chapter 4, structure of the atom. Do you remember the portions that we learned in the last class? Okay, Adulya? Yeah, electrons, protons. Then we learned J.J. Thomson's atom model, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, then we move to Rutherford's atom model. So, Adulya,
Yes, ma'am.
before that, all of you switch on your videos if there is no network issues, okay? Okay, Adulya, tell me, what do you understand from this J.J. Thomson's atom model?
Thomson proposed the model of an atom like Christmas pudding.
Yeah, it's similar to that of Christmas pudding.
Electrons in a pair of positive charge equal to dry fruits is a spherical Christmas pudding.
Yeah. So the protons are the positively charged sphere and the electrons are similar to that of the dry fruits or the plums in a pudding, right? Then how can we it related to a watermelon? Anjali Priya?
The positive charge in the atom is as a edible part of the watermelon.
Yeah, red edible part of the watermelon. Then
Electrons are stranded in the positively charged sphere like the seed in watermelon.
yeah, the electrons are studded in the atom similar to that of the seeds in the watermelon. Then which are the two main points proposed by this J.J. Thomson through his atom model? Gauri, tell me.
An atom consists of a positively charged sphere.
Yeah.
The electrons are embedded in it.
Okay. So, the atom, it is a positively charged sphere in which electrons are embedded in it. What's the next point, Gauri?
Positive and negative charges are equal in magnitude, show the atom as a whole electrically neutral.
Yeah, there is equal number of protons and equal number of electrons. So, the atom as a whole is electrically neutral, right? Then, which experiment explained by Rutherford according to his Rutherford's atom model? Srihari, tell me, what's the name of that experiment?
Ma'am, ma'am, he designed an experiment to know the electrons are arranged within how the electrons are arranged.
Those
Yeah.
whose videos are not on, mark them absent.
Okay, sir.
We have told them many times.
Yeah.
Videos are not on, mark them absent.
Okay, sir. So, Srihari, continue. What's the name of that experiment? Do you remember that one? What's the materials used for that experiment? Tell me.
Ma'am, alpha particles,
Yeah. Then?
then a gold thin sheet.
Yeah, it's gold foil. So, the name of the experiment is gold foil experiment. Okay. Then I will show you the video regarding that gold foil experiment. Okay. Then we will check the expectations of the scientists and the observations, then the conclusions. After that, we are moving to Rutherford's atom model. So I will show you the video regarding this gold foil experiment. All of you, please carefully watch the video and tell me what happens in this experiment.
The nucleus of an atom was first discovered when a beam of positively charged particles emitted from a radioactive source was aimed at a fluorescent screen. The particles caused the fluorescent screen to glow. When a very thin sheet of gold foil was placed in the pathway of the particle beam, a few particles were deflected to the side. Occasionally, particles were deflected straight back. But nearly all particles passed right through the gold foil, as if it were not there. The scientists concluded that atoms must be mostly empty space, and that because some particles are deflected, there must be a small positively charged central mass, which they called the nucleus.
Okay. Do you watch the video? Yes or no? Yes.
No.
Is this audible? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Geraldine, tell me, what do you understand from this experiment? Yeah, Geraldine, can you hear me? No? Okay. Sean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you understand from this experiment?
That atoms have empty space between them.
What about your observation? Or what's the experimental setup there? There is a radioactive source. Then,
A foil gold.
yeah, gold foil is placed in between that. Then alpha particles start to emit, right? Then these alpha particles are fall on this gold foil. And what about its direction? All these alpha particles pass through the gold foil? Yes or no? Yeah, tell me. No, right? What happens to some alpha particles?
They are deflected.
Yeah, they are deflected. Some are deflected in a small way, then some are rebound, right? There are very few particles, they are rebound. Okay, that's the observation of this experiment. So the experiment is that the alpha particles, they are fall on this thin gold foil. And Rutherford observed what happens to this alpha particles. Okay, most of the alpha particles, they pass through the gold foil in a straight way, but few particles, they deviate in a small extent or small angles, and very few alpha particles, they deviated or rebound. Okay, so these are the observations of this gold foil experiment. Most of the fast moving alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. Look at this figure. Yeah, these lines are considered as alpha particles. So most of the alpha particles, they pass through this gold foil, right? So the first observation is that most of the fast moving alpha particles, they pass straight through the gold foil, okay? And some of the alpha particles, they were deflected by the foil by small angles. Look at this one. Yeah, here it's deviated, right? And this one, it's also deviated. That is, some of the alpha particles were deflected by the foil by small angles. And surprisingly, 1 out of every 12,000 particles appeared to rebound. Look at this one. Here, this alpha particle is rebound. So the major observations of this gold foil experiment is that most of the fast moving alpha particles, they are passed straight through the gold foil. Some of the alpha particles, they were deflected by the foil by small angles. Then surprisingly, 1 out of every 12,000 particles appeared to rebound. That is, very few particles, they are rebound. Do you understand the major 3 observations of this gold foil experiment? Gauri, can you read this? 3 observations of this gold foil experiment.
Most of the fast-moving alpha particles pass straight through the gold foil.
Yeah.
Some of the alpha particles were deflected by the foil by small angles.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, 1 out of every 1,002 particles appeared to rebound.
12,000.
12,000 particles appear to be rebound.
Yeah, it's appeared to be a rebound. Look at this image. Here the alpha particles, they are made to fall on this. This is the gold foil. Here, each one that represents the gold atoms. Okay. So the most of this alpha particles, they pass straight through this gold foil. Right? Then very few alpha particles, they are deflected. And 1 out of every 12,000, that means very few, they are rebound. Okay, these are the major 3 observations of gold foil experiment. Then we are moving to the conclusion. What did he conclude from this gold foil experiments? We have learned that the most of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil without getting deflected, right? It means that most of the space inside the atom is empty. Okay, there is no hindrance there. That's why it passed straight through the gold foil. That's the first point. Most of the space inside the atom, that is empty. Clear? First point is clear for you? Srihari, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Anjali Priya, can you repeat the first point?
Most of the space inside the atom is empty.
Yeah.
Of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil without getting deflected.
Yeah, from the observation that most of the alpha particle pass through the gold foil without getting deflected. It means that most of the space in the atom is empty. Okay, clear? Shall I move to the next point? Huh? Okay. Then the next one, very few particles were deflected from their path. We have seen the observation that very few particles were deflected from their path. They are deflected because there is some hindrance there, right? So the positive charge of the atom occupies very little space. The positive charge of the atom occupies very little space. Here, in the case of this alpha particles, they are also positively charged, right? So if positive charge, they are attract the positive charge, what happens? They repel, right? So here also this repulsion happens. That's why this positively charged alpha particles deviated their path. So there is a positive charge of the atom occupies very little space. That's why very few particles are deviated. Okay, so there is a positive charge of the atom that occupies very little space. That's why very few particles were deflected from their path. Clear? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I will repeat this second point.
Very few particles were deflected from their path. A positive charge of the atom occupies very little space.
Okay, very little space. Then the third observation, that is a very small fraction of alpha particles were deflected by 180 degree. 180 degree means it's rebound, okay? It returns back. That's why all the positive charge and mass of the gold atom were concentrated in a very small volume within the atom. So all the positive charge and mass of the gold atom were concentrated in a very small volume, okay? Very small volume within the atom. That's why the small fraction of alpha particles, they were deflected by 180 degree. 180 degree means it is rebound. So these are the major 3 conclusions that we obtained from the gold foil experiment carried out by Ernest Rutherford. Shania, please repeat this third point.
A very small fraction of alpha particles were deflected by 180 degree.
Yeah.
All the positive charge and mass of the gold atom were concentrated in a very small volume
within the atom, right? So these are the 3 conclusions that we obtained from the gold foil experiment. Most of the space inside the atom is empty, okay? Then the second one, positive charge of the atom occupies a very little space. Then all the positive charge and mass of the gold atom were concentrated in very small volume within the atom. Okay, clear? Is this clear? Yeah. So what are the major 3 observations from this gold foil experiment? Geraldine, please, can you please tell me? Geraldine, can you hear me? Okay, Geraldine has some connectivity problem. Okay. Sania, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me. What do you observe in that experiment?
Most
Observation. What your
Most-
observation?
inside.
Yeah, tell me. Sania. Okay, Anjali Priya.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Most of the space inside the atom is
I asked about the observations, not conclusions.
most of the fast moving alpha particles pass straight through the gold foil.
Okay, that's the first observation. Then next one.
Some of the alpha particles were deflected by the foil by small angles.
Yeah, some of the particles were deflected by small angles. Then third one.
Surprisingly, 1 out of every 1,000, 1 lakh to
No,
2,000
12,000.
1,000 particles appeared to rebounded.
Okay, appear to be rebound. That's the major observations. Then what about the conclusions? Abhin, tell me, what about the conclusions of this experiment?
Ma'am,
Yeah,
most of the space inside the atom is empty.
yeah.
Then very few particles were deflected from their path.
It means that there is a positively charged space inside the atom, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's the second observation. Then what about third one?
A very small fraction of alpha particles were deflected by 180 degree.
180 degree, it means that this positive charge and mass of the atom that is occurred in a very little space or volume inside this atom. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will continue this topic in the next class. Okay. So let me take your attendance. Abin Thompson, present. Okay, Akhilam Fatima, absent, right? Elna Rose, absent. Ananda Krishna, absent. Anjali Priya, present.
Present, ma'am.
Yeah, Anthony Maxi, present. Arun Bhaskar. Arun Bhaskar. No? He was there in the beginning, right? Okay,
Yes,
Ashik Joshi.
Present, ma'am.
Adulya.
Present, ma'am.
Bastin.
Present, ma'am.
Devasena.
Present, ma'am.
Dominic. Dominic Anthony. Elsa Babu. Elsa. Amarin.
Present, ma'am.
Fagad, absent. Gauri Nandana.
Present, ma'am.
Gautam. Geraldine. Yeah. Jocelyn. Yeah, Elsa. Okay. Joel Tom. Justin. Present. Karthik. Karthik.
Yes, ma'am.
Kshetra. Kshetra, no. Lakshmi Nanda, present. Melita. Minha, absent. Revu.
Present, ma'am.
Said.
Present, ma'am.
Sania. Shania, yeah, Sean. Sovel. Sriram, absent. Srihari. Then Swati. Swati, absent. So all of you please check your mistakes for the both revision test and study well for the exam. Today you have mathematics, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So all the best for your exam. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. See you in next class. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.